Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Israel Michael, and I'm here from Logtech. And we are having this program as a 5 days online bootcamp training, and we are on cybersecurity and ethical hacking. So we began this training since on Monday, even yesterday being Tuesday, and today is day 3. Now, today being day 3, we are going to be looking at phishing attacks. So I want you all to sit tight and join the class as we get started. Now, let's go back to our slides. So, in this course today, I'll be talking about understanding phishing attack. And I have a keynote there that says, think before you click. So here, I'll be taking you through how what phishing is, how to avoid it, and even also how to carry out an actual phishing attack. Now, by the way, I'm placing a disclaimer, first of all, from myself and from Logtech. Please, this is just for educational purposes only. So sit tight as we get started. Going on, what is phishing? Phishing is when someone tries to trick you into revealing personal information like your password, credit card numbers, or your social security number. What this means is that an attacker can create a familiar login page, okay, of what you usually visit on the internet, and then a link to that page, okay, is sent to you, and this attacker impersonates, maybe the company or something legit, and the goal is to trick you to put in your details, and whatever you type in into that login page, is not actually going into the site that you think you are supposed to communicate with, but rather it is going over to the attacker's end. Okay, so phishing is about trying to trick somebody into revealing their personal information, and it can be a whole lot of things. Now, phishing can happen through several channels, meaning we can have a phishing link sent to a target through several platforms. Example, it can be through an email, and in this email, the attacker can impersonate, a familiar, maybe a familiar body or a familiar company that the target is aware of or is connected to, just to trick the person to reveal their personal credentials. Okay, so it can come through emails, it can come through text messages, it can come through other online platforms. That is interesting. Now, going on, we have types of phishing. Phishing attacks comes in different forms. Okay, like I mentioned, I said it can come through email, it can come through SMS, it can come through social media. Now, under the email, like I was saying, the scammers can send or can give you an email pretending to be a trustworthy organization. What kind of attack do you call that? You call that mostly, you call that a phishing mail. Okay, a phishing mail. Now we have what they call SMS phishing, whereby the scammers will send you a text message, with a link or a request for your personal information, that you have won something going on, so on and so forth. Okay. Another thing is social media phishing. Here, scammers would create a fake profile or a post to trick you into clicking on links or sharing personal information. So in this training today, I'll be teaching you how to bring up a very good and simple phishing attack that is really, really convincing and can trick somebody who doesn't know about cybersecurity. So let's go on to CFR. Now, next on, I have some red flags over here that I'm talking about regarding to phishing attacks. How to tell if if a mail is a phishing link or not. How to, identify if something like a link or a prompt to log in is legit or not. Okay, so there are several red flags in phishing, okay, in phishing attempts, which we can call warning signs or indicators. And number one is if the mail or the SMS or the post suggesting you to click on the link is urgent or has some kind of threatening undertone, that link would definitely be, a phishing link. For example, imagine you receive a mail one morning and then your bank told you that your account has been frozen, and for you to retrieve back your account, you have to click on the link immediately to redeem your account, that kind of stuff. When you see now that kind of mail has an undertone, the undertone is quite urgent, like trying to ask you to act now. Whenever you receive a message prompting you to act now, that message could be from an attacker, because the attacker wants to engineer your psychology in such a way that you would see what he's talking about as a matter of urgency, and you would want to act based on the spur of the moment without your sense of reasoning. So the goal is to make it seem urgent, to avoid you thinking things through. So whenever you get an SMS or a mail and it's requiring you to do a login, a kind of a clicking, and it sounds urgent, do it now to redeem this, offer will not last forever, all that kind of stuff, that kind of link or a message is a phishing link, or it can be a phishing mail. Secondly, is if the sender information looks suspicious. Sometimes, let's say your bank can be XYZ at maybe gmail.com, for example, and then the sender of that mail is, let's say, XYW. Okay, once there's a slight difference, like maybe a typographical error, it can become a red flag to thinking about reconsidering or clicking on that link. Also, whenever you get a message that requests you to put in your personal information, be very, very careful. For example, your bank will never ask you to put in your sensitive information, or to click on the link to go through something. In fact, the best way to avoid phishing attacks. I'm going to show you as we continue in this training, okay? And another red flag is whenever you see a mail and the mail has a generic greeting, meaning the salutation of the mail is like hello esteemed customer, that kind of stuff. Most a legit company would not really want to send a generic message. Instead, they would like to make the message more personal, like calling your full name. So if the message looks more like the greeting is generic, you should be very, very careful. It could be a phishing link. And one and the most funny of them all is when a mail or an offer is too good to be true. If that offer is too good to be true, what you have to know is that you are probably being fished, or somebody is about to fish you. In any ways, there is a phishing. Okay. So in this course today, I'm going to be showing you how to avoid it, and also I'll be demonstrating to you how these phishing attacks are actually carried out. So please pay close attention. So going on to our next slide. What can be done once you discover that a mail yeah, of course, a mail is a phishing mail? What can you do? If you suspect that a phishing attempt has been carried out towards you or someone that you know, please, one precaution you must take is this: don't forward phishing email or message to another user. Don't be part of those who spread the problem. Example, mostly you find this in WhatsApp and in Telegram. You see different kind of links. Click on this link and maybe register for something, crypto, all this kind of stuff. Don't be a part of those who are forwarding those links. You are causing more problem. You are not bringing any solution. Okay, don't say to somebody, see what somebody sent me, check it out. No, don't forward links that you are not sure of, to avoid the next person being a victim. Okay, so going on, we are going to get started, and then I'll come back to show you how to avoid being phished. Okay, so right now I'm going over to my Kali Linux at the moment. So ensure that you have your Kali Linux machine open for you at the moment. Okay, so all you have to do is go to your Kali Linux machine, and then we will get started. So right now I'm going over to my Linux machine, so you can join me as well on the Linux machine. So over here, I am down on my Kali Linux machine. In case you are following us for the first time on this class, please make reference to the day 1 and the day 2 of this program, and you will understand what I'm saying by Kali Linux. Okay, so Kali here is the lab, okay, the actual machine that would be using to carry out our attacks. Okay, so in here at the moment, I'm going to maybe clear my screen. So here, first of all, we need to get a tool, okay, that we can use to, carry out our phishing attack. And there are several tools out there on the internet. And there's a tool I want to introduce you guys to, and that tool is called Z Fisher. Okay, it's spelled like this: Z Fisher. Okay, Z Fisher, and the Fisher is Pisher. So right now we are going to go over to get this tool into our Kali machine. So how do you get the Z Fisher tool into your Kali machine? Now, this Z Fisher tool, by the way, is an application. I mean, it's a tool. Of course, you can see an application, but it's more like a tool that has inside of it several pre-built sites. Things like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, name them, several pre-built sites, and we can use them to our advantage. Okay, just imagine a developer develop the replica of a Facebook login page. So right now, this Z Fisher has several of those login pages of popular sites that people usually use. So we can have that site and then have a link to that site, and our Kali machine is going to become the web server that replica fake site would be hosted on. And anybody who logs in on that login page, okay, from the Z Fisher, from our Kali Linux, is simply logging into us, like their details are sent to us and not to the presumed site or the assumed site. Okay, so quickly, let's get down to business. So over here in my Kali, I have my Kali browser, and all I have to do is simply open up the Kali browser. You can see this icon over here, the Firefox icon. So I'll open it up, and the browser is coming up. And once it's up, we're going to go to our search, and here, so it's up here now. So I'll open up a new tab, and in here now, I'm going to search Z Fisher, and we're going to go to a particular environment to get this tool, and that environment is called GitHub. So you cannot say Z Fisher space GitHub. Okay, that means Google should give us search results, okay, of anything regarding Z Fisher in GitHub, right? So Z Fisher space GitHub should be your keyword to get the Z Fisher search results. So I'll hit enter, and at the moment it calibrates, and we have, the search results over here. Okay, so right now I can just pick up this first one over here, and click on Z Fisher, and it opens up. So just a moment. So it's loading, and this is, the repository dump of this tool called Z Fisher. All right, and if you scroll down, you can see several information. But by the way, the tool we are looking for, okay, I'm not really seeing it here. So we are going to go backwards, and let's pick this second one over here, this HTRO T-Tech Z Fisher. All right, so you can click on that one, the second search result over here. Okay, so quickly, yeah, so now we can see that this Z Fisher was made by somebody called HTRO Tech. Okay, so this green button over here, the code button, you can click on it, and then you can see that there's a URL over here. We can copy this URL. Once you copy it, you can go over to your Kali, back to your terminal, okay, where you were over here. Once again, I'll do one more time. You click on this green button, you click on it, it shows you the dialog box. Then this URL over here, okay, this one over here, you simply copy it, all right? And once you've copied it, you go back to your Kali terminal, all right? And in this Kali terminal, simply run this command, sudo git space clone, and then you can paste that URL that you copied. Now, by the way, when we say sudo git clone, what is the git clone command for? The git clone command is a command used to replicate or copy someone's code or tool from his or her GitHub repos dump. Okay, so right now this git clone tool or git clone command is going to copy that Z Fisher tool in GitHub following this URL. It's going to download it, a copy of it, into our Kali Linux machine. So once I hit enter, it begins to download. Okay, by the way, I already have this Z Fisher in my Kali Linux. Okay, so I'm not going to simply say Ctrl C to stop it. Okay, so once you're done downloading that tool into your Kali Linux machine, you simply run this command ls. Remember, I guess in this class, ls is what? List subdirectory. It shows you the content of a directory. So right now, if I say pwd, you can see where I was. I was in Cybercraft, or I am currently in Cybercraft. And if I say ls, it means I want to see the content of the Cybercraft folder. And you can see that Z Fisher is here as a folder. So right now, Z Fisher is a folder, okay, that has been cloned, downloaded into my Kali machine. So all I have to do is to move into Z Fisher. Z Fisher is a folder. Simply say cd space Z Fisher. Lovely. Hit enter. And right now we are inside the zfisher folder. If I say pwd and I hit enter, you can see right now I am inside zfisher. Okay, so zfisher, that is inside cybercraft, inside home, inside roots. All right, so now I can say ls to see the content of our zfisher folder, and we can see Docker file, readme, make dev.sh, so on and so forth. But right now, the actual stuff we are going to do is that we are going to run. This is a script, like I showed you yesterday how to run a script. So this is a script, zfisher.sh. That's marvelous, wonderful. So I will say, okay, /zfisher.sh. This is how you run a bash script. So right now, this is a bash script. Okay, it's a script. So I can simply say /zfisher, or I can say bash zfisher.sh. Okay, so let's use the bash command. The bash command is also a command that is used to run bash scripts. Okay, so bash space zfisher.sh, hit enter, and as you can see, the the tool has opened up, and you can see we have over here several pre-built sites in here. Several of them, they're in here. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Google, we have Microsoft, so on and so forth. Today, we are going to run a phishing attack on, let's say, at least maybe 2 logins. Okay, we can try to see Facebook, and we can try to see Instagram. So we'll play with Facebook and Instagram today, and on your own, you can play with the rest. Okay, so let's say we want to hack someone's Facebook account. This is how you get started with it. So right now, all I have to do is to select Facebook number 1 by simply hitting number 1 and hit enter. And you can see it shows us several, options there for the Facebook stuff. So right now, we want to pick number 1, the Facebook traditional login page. Okay, so I will say 1 and I will hit enter. Now, one more time, I'm dropping a disclaimer. This is just for educational purposes only. Please do not do this to anybody without permission. So, one more time, we are here on Fisher. So, here, we need to select the port forwarding service. That means we need to host that cloned site right now. Okay, we have to host it. So I'll pick number 1 to host it locally on my physical machine. I will hit enter, and then it asks me, do you want a custom port? I can simply say no. So put in N. No. Okay, so right now the fake site is currently being hosted, okay, on my device. 127.anything in networking is called the loopback address, meaning myself. Okay, so right now this site is currently being hosted on my device on port 8080. Okay, so now we have this site currently hosted on our physical machine locally, but you see, we want somebody to be able to click on the link and then have access to the fake site. Okay, so we need a public hosting, not just a local hosting now, but a public hosting, so that anybody, maybe you are in China far away, you can click on the link and definitely it will take you to our fake login page. So there is an online local expose platforms that can help us to expose our physical machine to be hosted live on the internet. So what we need to do is very, very simple. Okay, I'm going to simply duplicate my screen by simply right clicking, and over here I'll click on split terminal horizontally or maybe vertically. Let's try the vertical splitting. Okay, so right now my Kali screen is divided into 2. Okay, so I have 2 screens here, okay, on my Kali. So here is currently where my zfish, my fake login page for Facebook is hosted locally. And on this other end, okay, over here, my hosting is going to go public. So here is a private hosting. Here is a public hosting. Okay, local, global. All right. So over here right now, we are going to use a very simple command to launch this our fake site to be hosted globally on the one network. I mean the internet. So I'll simply say SSH space dash capital R space AT colon, and then I will say local host colon 8080 and then savio.net. Now I'm going to explain what this command is in a moment. Now, what does SSH mean? In networking, it simply means secure shell. Now, SSH is a remote access protocol that is very, very secure. It can be used to connect remotely to a device from anywhere to anywhere. Then this dash arrow, okay, simply refers to us wanting to log in into the device remotely, the remote login. Okay, then this number over here 80 talks about the port number that would be used for the login, and port 80 means HTTP. Okay, that is the protocol behind your browser being able to actually browse a website. Okay, and then local host here connotes my device, then colon 8080, which connotes the port number that my local host is using to host the site locally. Now, where the game changer is this domain name over here called savio.net. Now, savio.net is an online platform that can help us to launch this our local hosting to become public. Okay, so Savio is more like a platform for hosting. So this Savio is going to help us to host this fake site. So once I hit enter, it tries to log in, and then it will get us a link that can give us access to this fake site. So just a moment, let's hope that we have a strong network to have our link come up. So while it's coming up, and bingo, we have a link here. This is wonderful. So simply copy the link. As you can see, this is the link. So I will copy it, right click on it. Oops, sorry. So I'm going back to, yeah, so I'll simply copy it, copy the link, right click on copy selection. Then I'll go over to my browser, and then in my browser, simply paste the link, hit enter, and boom. So it's loading up. Let's see how it's going to look. Oops, we have network problem here. Okay, let me try it on the other browser. I think I'm having a little bit network glitch over here. So just a moment. We're having a little network problem here. So I'm going to refresh this. So just a moment, I'll refresh it. So I'm going to run that command again, and let's hope that we have our link one more time. So yes, we have a new link now. So I'm copying this link, copy selection. Then I'll go over to my browser once again. So in here, I'll take off this and put in the new URL I've copied, enter, and let's hope that we have our connection. Unfortunately, we are having some network problems here. There's a network challenge over here. It's supposed to come up. So let me try on another browser. And One more time, let's try. I think we're having network glitches over here. So I'll try it again. Copy, selection, go to the browser, open up a new tab, and I'm going to paste the link. So our link is here. And so I think Sevio itself is having some network glitches over here. Okay, so at the moment, we are going to go on a temporary break. Let me see if I can troubleshoot this. So I'll be right back. Thank you. Okay. Once again, I apologize for the break in transmission. We're currently having a network glitch. So what is going to happen is we are going to continue tomorrow. Okay, same time by 7 p.m. I believe by tomorrow we'll have better signal because I think we are having trouble trying to connect to Saviour.net. So tomorrow by 7 p.m. we are still going to continue again. So in that note, I'm going to leave us with a few take home. And the first thing is before you click on any link, ensure that you verify if that link is legit or not. So I'm going to show you a very good site where you can always verify if a link is from maybe let's say an attacker or not. Okay. So quickly, let's go over to our browser. So over here, simply search for virus total virustotal.com. Now, virustotal.com is a very nice environment where it brings together several security products together to test the credibility of either a link or a file. Let's say you got a file and you don't know if that file has virus or not. You can always bring it to Virus Total to verify. Or you have a link that was sent to you and you don't know the credibility of that link. This site can also help you. I just hope this site will also open as well for us because today the network is kind of very, very crazy. Okay, so it's coming right up. Yeah, so we have the site. So please bear with us today. We are having network glitch actually. And so over here, the site is back. Okay, fine. So now this is Virus Total. It can help you to analyze suspicious files, even domains, IPs, or URLs. Okay, to detect if that particular thing is, a phishing link or if it's a malicious file. So over here, I'll click on URL, and one of those that we used before, I'll simply paste it in here, and let's ask Virus Total to verify if this link is legit or not. So I'll hit enter and it will begin to scan, and let's see the analysis that will come out of this. So while it is scanned, be a little bit patient and then you will see what it's going to tell us. So yeah, as you can see, two security vendors tagged that link as malicious, namely Dr. Web, and okay, three actually: Dr. Web, WebRoot, and Sec Lookup. Okay, so this is a very good site that you can use to verify the authenticity or the integrity of a file or a URL. If you're not sure of a link, always bring that link over to VirusTotal, and you have a 90% chance of determining if that link is a phishing link or not. So in that case, that will be all for today. We are going to continue tomorrow by 7 p.m. So I'll be looking forward to having every one of you there. And in that meantime, I remain Mr. Michael, and I'll see you tomorrow by 7 p.m. Do have a good evening. Good night.